Okay, now, well, as you remember, we're discussing this phrase, the most common problem on projects, and we read and discussed this actually three parts, like 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to keep going with this. So I asked your opinion about problems.
Mm,
So okay, and just, two of them were left. So
yeah,
number 4 and number 5. So of course we discussed about not enough planning time or communication breakdowns, unrealistic budget that was really important, and not regularly checking progress and
yeah.
not reviewing existing standards. So what do you think about these two, especially number 5? For example, tell me about, I want to know about standards in your actually area in your job. So, I don't have any idea about your field, the field that you're working. What are standards? For example, if you want to check for a standard, what would you do? So tell me about it.
Mm, in the files, yeah, file,
Yeah, 5.
yeah. We use a framework called Scrum for
Yeah.
project management. So we have uh, every that we have defined done. So it's rule for every feature or every work of the member. So project manager um, uh, will will define
Yeah.
that compare with the output of team to compare to the define done. So they make
Yeah.
decision that is part or no.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and after that, after define done, we have a vision of product. So that's a part will be defined them, um, make sure that it's aligned with a vision of product and purpose of product.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, actually, uh, let's talk about your job and your field. I can consider it as IT, right? Information technology, right?
Yes, yeah.
So I want to know about standards. For example, you have when programming, when, for example, designing a new game, of course, you consider some standard, like, for example, this or that. I want to know about them. For example, so you have a market. There are different companies may do the same thing as you do, but of course, in different ways. Now, I want to know about the point, maybe, or the most important factors that you consider when designing a game. So what is really important? I don't know, story is important,
Yeah.
or so what is really important?
It's depend on the insight of my of our customer or our player or user. So for each project, we always to define very clear about the inside of product. So that's
Ah,
who they are, where they are, and how old they are. So and yeah, and about their behavior, and after that we define 3 to 5 the proposition value of the product. So
yeah,
yeah,
of course.
so we define that the content and that the characteristic of product should be mixed with the inside. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course. For example, of course, I have no idea about like video games or computer games, but there's something that I know I've noticed, especially recently when talking to different people about this type of games. Actually, for example, one important factor, as I heard, is graphic.
Oh
High
yeah, yeah,
graphic, yeah, of course. So for example, oh, this game is not good, teacher, because actually its graphic is really awful, resolution, I don't know, frame rate, so different factors. So do you, when you are designing for example, a new game, do you consider it that, okay, it should be higher than other products, or for example, maybe other competitor in market?
Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of feature, or there are a lot of content that impact to the feeling of product, because a game is a product in entertainment. That means there are art, there are some feeling, for example, motivation or destroy, uh, or brains, or yeah, something like that. And about it, and graphic, it's very easy to define because it's visual, and
Yeah.
the team member easy to see. For example, resolution, um, or the color or
Of
other.
course, colors, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah, it's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Well, okay, so let's keep going. Okay, of course, we talked about these items, and now, uh, have you ever, let me ask you another question, and then we can keep going with listening section. Have you ever experienced a mistake, really bad mistakes, in project?
Mm, yeah, a lot of.
There's
So
something, yeah,
yeah,
I
so
mean, with really negative consequences.
yeah,
Yeah.
because we only have about a 10 to 20% of product make
Ah,
success.
of
Yeah,
course.
that's
Ah,
in almost of them is failed.
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes I know what's and where is wrong, but sometimes
yeah,
sometimes I don't know. I just
yeah.
only I just see the result that if the player don't like it, but
Yeah, of course, you try to understand, through like trial
yeah,
and of course errors. Like, you
yeah,
try it again. Let me change the color again. So
yeah,
every session with you, I have this problem, trials and errors.
yeah, no,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
but I think about more than 5 years ago when I decided to a big project, but I think it's it's were a mistake
Yeah, of
because
course.
it requires a lot of experience and a lot of know-how to do it,
Yeah,
and
of
it's
course.
require a lot of money, and it's in a long time to develop. So when
Yeah.
we develop it already, so after 2 years, and the market is change, the market will change. So
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
it's a terrible project, and
Yeah, of
I
course.
think it's a big mistake when I
Yeah,
make
of course.
bad
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah, of course. And I think especially these days, now present times, comparing past,
Yeah,
we can say that, in the past, maybe there were not lots of, I don't know, companies that, for example, created or designed games. And in every field, I want to say that there were, we can say there was no competition like close. Now we can see that it's like a competition among really strong companies. So
yeah,
we can see this and that all around the world. So now I think what we need to do is, I can say this is more challenging, more difficult than before. Before, for example, okay, maybe you had two or maybe three competitor in the market. So it was
yeah,
like, it's okay. But now you can see that, okay, from every country, there are very strong, like some of them are really
yeah,
monsters, like very strong companies. So it's really difficult. Well, let's watch a video about Said Business School and
yeah.
make note about the following. So first of all, let's see what we need to know. Location and location and age, facilities, and undergraduate and MBA programs, and executive education and custom programs, and world ranking. So let's watch this video together. It's like, you know, an introduction. Let me, okay, this is, let me share. Okay.
HaiHV Business School is a department of Oxford University in the United Kingdom. Oxford University is approximately 800 years old, but HaiHV Business School was founded in 1996, so it's a relatively young department in one of the world's oldest universities. Its new buildings include a 300-seat auditorium and a library with over 11 million printed titles, as well as access to digital resources. It even has an outdoor amphitheatre for lectures in the summer months, which also hosts theatre performances and musicals. HaiHV Business School offers a variety of courses and training to help educate people for successful business careers. This includes an undergraduate program in economics and management, and several postgraduate programs, such as in law and finance, or the Oxford MBA programs for people who are already in work and would like to develop their skills. Its executive education and custom programs are for more experienced students who would like specially designed courses, either intensively over a few days or for longer study that can be combined with online learning. It's a truly global business school, with students coming from many different continents and regions. And although it's a relatively new school, it's now one of the top-ranked business schools in the world.
Well,
Yeah.
now let's see. Let's check the questions again. Okay. Well, well, let's talk about it. Okay. So the first question, do you remember?
Located in UK.
Yeah,
And
of course.
800 years.
Yeah, 800 years ago. So that's really good. So, and I think it's in, yeah, Oxford, I remember. And facilities.
It's a new campus, right?
Yeah, like library, if I remember. Yeah, and digital resources. Yeah, amphitheater. I heard some.
Yeah.
You heard. Okay. So about facilities, of course, there were like different facilities. I heard 300 seat. I remember all the 300. Yeah, it was 300 seat auditorium and library. And the next one was lots of with lots of digital resources and I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think a lot of facilities themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, theater performances for theater performances and musical. Yeah, of course. So that an outdoor amphitheater. I remember that an outdoor amphitheater for like, you know, musicals or performances. Okay, this one, undergraduate and MBA programs.
Yeah. They
Do you remember?
yeah, they have MBA program.
Yeah.
And customer. Yeah, I'm not. I don't remember, but I see.
Yeah, of course. But so of course we need to, so you need to listen again because you should make some notes. But as I remember, about MBA program and undergraduate, it was like I remember that undergraduate program in, I think, economics, yeah, and MBA programs, and actually, you know, lots of postgrad programs, as I remember. So it was law and finance, and I think Oxford MBA program. So I heard something like this. And the next one, let's see, executive education and custom programs.
I didn't I didn't catch up.
Yeah, okay. So I think it's not bad to listen, because I know the answer, but it's better, you know, to have them together. So if I tell you and you just make notes, it's not really good. So let's watch. I pause the video part by part, and then you can make some notes, okay?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Okay. Wow.
Said Business School is a department of Oxford University in the United Kingdom. Oxford University is approximately 800 years old, but Said Business School was founded in 1996, so it's a relatively young department in one of the world's oldest universities. Its new buildings include a 300-seat auditorium and a library with over 11 million printed titles, as well as access to digital resources.
11 million printed title and digital resources. Yeah, it's too much.
It even has an outdoor amphitheater for lectures in the summer months.
It even has an outdoor amphitheater, as you can see.
Yeah.
Which also hosts theatre performances and musicals. Said Business School offers a variety of courses and training to help educate people for successful business careers. This includes an undergraduate program in economics and management.
Undergraduate economic and management. Yeah.
And several postgraduate programs.
And several postgraduate programs.
Such as in law and finance.
Such as law and finance.
Yeah.
Or the Oxford MBA programs for people who are already in work.
Or Oxford MBA programs.
Would like to develop their skills. Its executive education and custom programs are for more experienced students who would like specially designed courses.
For more experienced students who would like to design courses.
Either intensively over a few days, or for longer study that can be combined with online learning.
So for long study that can be combined with online learning.
It's a truly global business school, with students coming from many different continents and regions. And although it's a relatively new school, it's now one of the top-ranked business schools in the world.
Yeah.
Top.
Okay, I think
top what?
This way.
Top.
Sorry?
Yeah, I hear the top 10
okay.
or
top rank. Top rank.
Top rank, yeah. Top
yeah,
rank.
Of course, top rank.
Yeah.
Well, and now let's see the questions again. Okay, so I think this time was easier for you, so you could get the answers one by one. Okay, well, just let's talk about the word undergraduate. So do you have any idea about this? So you know the meaning of undergraduate, right?
Undergraduate, that means the student they the graduates and undergraduate, that means before they graduate from university.
Very good. Of course, for example, before receiving a degree, for example, before bachelor, of course, that is after high school, before receiving a degree. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, and now let's see what we have. Okay. Now, watch the first part of an interview with Peter Tufano. Number topics A to E in the order he talks about them. So first, the undergraduate students, where students come from, how Said is different to all the business schools, and Said Business School and Oxford University, executive students with experience. So let me see the first part. Okay. Well, number 2. Okay, I think this video is, let's share. Okay.
Said Business School is part of Oxford University. Oxford is a large, complicated, old university, and Said Business School is a modern and forward-looking part of the university. Specifically, the business school, as the name indicates, has a community that both studies and teaches about and learns about business. How do we do that, and how do we do that that's perhaps a bit differently than other business schools? All business schools are going to worry about how to teach you and about strategy and accounting, about marketing, about operations, and the fundamental building blocks of business. We do that, and I think we do it quite well. On top of that, however, I think that the world is changing. The world is changing in pretty dramatic and in some cases quite quick ways. Whether it's the advance of artificial intelligence, whether it's changes in attitudes towards globalization, whether it is what's happening in the workplace, or whether it's demographic change that's changing customer bases. We need to understand how the world is changing so that we can arm young and older business students, including everything from 18-year-olds to executives that are my age and older, to be able to deal with those changes.
Well, let's keep going.
We have about 1,000 different students in our programs, and at least 1,000 or more who come to our executive education programs. Their backgrounds differ dramatically. So we have our undergraduates. We have an extraordinarily popular undergraduate program called Economics and Management. Our students in that program are somewhere between 18 and 21 years old. Their backgrounds, they're smart, they're motivated, they're ambitious young people. Then we have our MBA program. Our average MBA student has 5 years of experience, so think late 20s. They come from all over the world. If I look at the current profile of our class, we have 5% from the UK, 6% from the rest of Europe. We have 20% from North America, 5 or 7% from Latin America, 10% from Africa, 15% from East Asia, 20% from South Asia, 6 or 7% from Australia, New Zealand, and a few percent from the Middle East. As you might gather from that list, it's a completely global set of students. Not only are they global, but they come from all kinds of backgrounds. Some have been in finance, some have been in consulting, some have been entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, some have come from completely different backgrounds. We also have a program called 1+1 MBA, which combines the MBA with other degrees around the university. These students come with even more diverse backgrounds because what they're coming to the university to study is not only for their business degree, but also another degree, which might be water policy, or it might be African studies or statistics, or it might be the social science of the internet, or yes, even theology. So those students come with a variety of backgrounds. Our executive students, whether in an executive degree program like our MBA program or in our other courses, come with an even wider range of backgrounds. They might have 10, 15 years or more of experience in the public sector, in the private sector, managing and running just about everything and anything. I am never shocked by, it's impossible to be surprised when you sit down next to one of our students, because once you understand the diversity of their backgrounds, you realize that anything is possible when you sit down next to a Said Business School student.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. No, we,
Said Business School is part of Oxford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Can you reply again from beginning?
No, I don't want to. No, just it was. I didn't want to replay it. Just I was actually listening to you, so it's happened. Okay, so you need to watch it again, right?
Yeah.
But before, let's do something. Yeah, of course you'll watch, but before it, let's do something together. Okay. Actually, because this parade doesn't need any detail, look, I want you to, well, look, here. So the first thing that he mentioned, just you remember which one? It was about undergraduate students. The first thing that he mentioned was, so which one? The first thing, of course, it was about the school. So that is, yeah, a department from Oxford, right? The first thing that he mentioned.
Yeah, that I miss in the from beginning of the
So let's watch it again. So let's watch it again. Okay, I thought you didn't get details, so let's watch it again. And okay. What?
Yeah.
University. Oxford is
What?
Said Business School is part of Oxford University. Oxford is a large, complicated, old university, and Said Business School is a modern and forward-looking part of the university. Specifically, the business school, as the name indicates, has a community that both studies and teaches about and learns about business. How do we do that, and how do we do that that's perhaps differently than other business schools? All business schools are going to worry about how to teach you and about strategy and accounting, about marketing, about operations, and the fundamental building blocks of business. We do.
Well, so first talk about this one. Okay, it will be easier when I stop it. Okay, so the first part is about school. So what is actually this business school and how do they work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you get the first part? Yeah.
Yeah. So he mentioned about the major of the major in graduate
Yeah.
university, right?
Yeah, of course. It's yeah, of
And
course.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned that, you know, this business school is a part of actually Department of Oxford, and then briefly talked about Oxford since everyone knows this university, and you know that's actually one of the oldest universities in the world. And then the next one, okay, why this business school is different from others. So how they teach, okay, and what do they teach to their students? Now,
do that, and I think we do it quite well. On top of that, however, I think that the world is changing. The world is changing in pretty dramatic and in some cases quite quick ways. Whether it's the advance of artificial intelligence, whether it's changes in attitudes towards globalization, whether it is what's happening in the workplace, or whether it's demographic change that's changing customer bases. We need to understand how the world is changing so that we can arm young and older business students, including everything from 18-year-olds to executives that are my age and older, to be able to deal with those changes.
so the second one, the second part is like, you know, yeah, the world is changing and they need to deal with different ages and different changes like AI and of course, so the progress in technology, development. So this one,
Yeah.
what kind of background do the students have?
Yeah. I catch up in
We have
in the first time.
Yeah, very good.
It
Okay.
he mentioned the smart young innovation and motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if you want to add
about
more.
1,000 different students in our
1,000.
programs, and at least 1,000 or more who come to our executive education programs. Their backgrounds differ dramatically. So
Different.
we have our undergraduates. We have an extraordinarily popular undergraduate program called Economics and Management. Our students in that program are somewhere between 18 and 21 years old. Their backgrounds, they're smart, they're motivated, they're ambitious young people.
Ambitious.
Then we have our MBA program. Our average MBA student is has 5 years of experience. So think late 20s. They come from all over the world. If I look at the current profile of our class, we have 5% from the UK, 6% from the rest of Europe. We have 20% from North America, 5 or 7% from Latin America, 10% from Africa, 15% from East Asia, 20% from South Asia, 6 or 7% from Australia, New Zealand, and a few percent from the Middle East. As you might gather from that list, it's a completely global set of students. Not only are they global, but they come from all kinds of backgrounds. Some have been in finance, some have been in consulting, some have been entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, some have come from completely different backgrounds. We also have a program called 1+1 MBA, which combines the MBA with other degrees around the university. These students come with even more diverse backgrounds.
1+1.
Because what they're coming to the university to study is not only for their business degree, but also another degree, which might be water policy, or it might be African studies or statistics, or it might be the social science and the internet, or yes, even theology. So those students come with a variety of backgrounds. Our executive students, whether in an executive degree program like our MBA program or in our other courses, come with an even wider range of backgrounds. They might have 10, 15 years or more of experience in the public sector, in the private sector, managing and running just about everything and anything. I am never shocked by, it's impossible to be surprised when you sit down next to one of our students, because once you understand the diversity of their backgrounds, you realize that anything is possible when you sit down next to a Said Business School student.
Well, I think now we can, okay, put them in order. Let's, okay, so A, B, C, D, and E. Let's put them in order from the first one. The first one.
Sorry?
So this one, okay, we're going to put, okay, put these phrases, sentences in order, okay? It means we're going to number them from the beginning, okay?
Yeah.
According, yeah. So the first thing that he mentioned was?
The first thing, C. The first thing D.
D, of course.
D and C.
Yeah. The second one, C, very good. And the third?
A.
Of course, undergraduate students. And fourth?
B.
B, very good, of course, where students come from. And the last one, of course, A, executive students and experiences. Okay, well, and now let's answer. So the first question, Peter Tufano describes Oxford University as large, complicated, old. How does he describe Said Business School? So I think he used 2 words. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember the word? Yeah, he used to describe. For Oxford, he said old, but for this school said modern.
Yeah.
And
maybe long.
Forward looking. Forward looking. Okay, so yeah, about Oxford said yeah, Oxford is really old and of course big, but about this school said forward looking. Okay, so actually it means this school planning for the future. Okay, so yeah. Wow. And yeah.
Modern forward looking means prepare for future.
Of course, when we say forward looking, it can be someone, of course, we can use it for people, someone or something that is focused on future, planning for future. So focus on the future. That is the meaning of forward looking. Now, for example, I'm trying to have a forward-looking approach, or for example, my company has a forward-looking approach. It means they try to find new way, they try to think about, for example, future. So this is the meaning of this one. And he used this to, let me make it a little smaller. So, okay, this one is modern, and well, what do business school, including SAID business school, teach you?
Yeah, I have a question.
Of course.
In the first question, he meant um, the question at about the laws, complicated or oaths, and
Yeah.
modern, yeah, modern forward looking of and what the words require about the train business school. Big,
As I told you, yeah,
yeah.
these two. He said, Oxford University is a large, complicated, and old university. Okay, but Said Business School is modern and forward-looking.
Yeah.
Modern and forward-looking school, business school, because they're different from, they try to be different. Yeah. So
Yeah.
these two words for Said Business School. And what do business schools, including Said Business School, teach you?
Yes.
What, number two? So what you can learn, yeah.
Finance and law and economy.
Yeah.
Strategy.
Yeah. So strategy and accounting. The first
Yeah.
thing that he mentioned, of course, what about marketing?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this is the first thing that he mentioned. And operations. Yeah.
Yeah.
And basics of business, like, basics, fundamental. He said fundamentals, but you can say and basics and the fundamental of business. Okay, let me make it a little bigger here. Okay. Yeah, that was about, so everything about business, yeah.
And how about executive education?
Okay, so we should what about executive, about experience, education. It was something different. So that is the first question that, at the beginning, he said, okay, what you can learn. This business school, but about executive, I think, so they can learn about the private and, for example, public sector. So actually they can learn about artificial intelligence and something like this, as I remember. So I'm not sure, but everything, no matter whether you are, for example, undergraduate or executive, you learn strategy and accounting, about marketing, operations, and fundamental of a business. Of course, he used another sentence, but as I remember, so this one. Okay. So this is in general. And now Peter Tufano thinks Said Business School helps students with the way the world is changing. So do you remember what are some of those changes? So artificial intelligence, as you remember, and
yeah, global change.
world is changing, as I remember. Yeah, he said.
I remember that he talked about the global change.
Of course, AI and
but after that I didn't catch up the keywords.
globalization. So the second one, yeah, of course, how is actually their attitudes towards globalization, the second word. And so, what's happening in workplaces? What's happening in workplaces? Yeah. And do you remember?
No.
Okay, so Me too. So
Yeah.
I don't remember anything else. But yeah, actually, it was about the change in the word. So the keywords that he used, it was the first one, artificial intelligence, and then globalization. And we should know what's happening in workplace, and of course, we should follow. And what are the characteristics of a typical student on the undergraduate program? Undergraduate. The age. Do you remember the age was between?
Yeah. At 18.
Yeah, 18 to 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
they are
around the world with
smart. Now you answered, you already answered this question. You said, yeah, smart.
Motivates.
Motivated. Because
Yeah.
motivation is noun. This is motivated. That is
Yeah.
adjective. Motivated and ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to reach their goals. They're ambitious. They have some goals about future. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next one. Now, what is the profile of a typical normal MBA student? The years of their experience. I remember their experience.
2 years.
Yeah, I think 5 years. I heard 5 years. Yeah. And yeah, they're in their, I think, late 20s or 21, late 20s, I think. And do you remember anything else?
No.
And of course, as you said, he said from, different part of continent and countries, from different countries and of course, continents. Yeah, all around the world. So you mentioned this one. What is the profile of a typical executive student? Now this one, more experience. So it was about more than 10. I think 10 years or maybe 15 years experience it was. And in public, as I just mentioned, public and private sector. Yeah. Do you remember anything? Do you want to add anything else?
No.
Oh, what happened? Can you hear me? It's like, it's okay now. Our picture was frozen. Okay. So, do you want to add? So they are experienced maybe more than 10 or 15 years in public and private sectors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And what is possible when you sit down next to Said, business school student? Anything is possible. This is Said business school, so everything is possible. So anything is possible. Yeah, this is actually this, this is about the power, strength, and the position of the school. So how the school can be different from other actually schools. So of course, when it comes to Oxford, so everyone knows that, okay, should be, a department from Oxford should be totally different from maybe different schools. But yes, everything is possible.
I have a question. Can you compare about the program from Cambridge and Oxford? What is better?
Can't say what is better. So actually, let me say something. Unfortunately, there is like a challenge, especially in my young students. So when it comes to Oxford, especially even when it comes, for example, to books, even books, published books by Oxford and University. And most of people think that, oh, this is so Cambridge. So Cambridge is better. Okay, so when we say Oxford and Cambridge, both of them are the oldest, universities in the world. So, but that both of them from the UK. So it's not something, if I wanted to actually say, I think Oxford is older than Cambridge. Oxford is older than Cambridge, but actually about the fame, you know, academic reputation like fame, we know that Oxford is a little difficult, you know, different maybe because of, you know, the type of discipline. Okay. And you know that it's about politics and, you know, I don't know, economics. So this one, but Cambridge, we can consider it's briefly a little stronger in some other areas, like math, for example, science, so engineering. So it depends. But if I want to compare them, both of them, I can say which one is better. So, you know, different fields, okay, maybe. And maybe, for example, we have, as I heard, like, you know, there are some different methods of teaching. Okay. Yeah, of course. But of course, it's really, you know, normal, every university. But if I want to totally, I don't know, I can say that Oxford focuses on social science.
Yeah.
Cambridge, technology and mathematics. So actually like this one, but I can say that they are actually both world-class education, you know, I can't say which one is better. So both of them. But when it comes to books, for example, I normally teach my students some books from Oxford or Cambridge. So both of them, mostly from Cambridge. So it can be, but no matter, no big difference. So they're good. So wherever we search for some good resources, of course, the first thing that comes to our mind is Cambridge and Oxford. So no big difference. Yeah.
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 Because in in my country, in my city, I see Cambridge popular than Oxford.
I know.
But yeah, but when I learn English, I see a lot of book from Oxford.
Oxford, of course.
Yeah.
I
don't
recommend.
know why.
Yeah. I remember I have students who always say, teacher, please teach me. So she used to say, teacher, please use a book from Cambridge, published by Cambridge. I was, no, just try. And you see that there is no difference. And I started teaching some books from Oxford. And she was like, no, it's really good. So actually, we can say which university is better. Okay. Because there is no better here. We have two of the best universities in the world. So, but it depends your preference. You know, there's some differences in teaching style, location, of course, it's your. And, you know, some other, as I told you, fields, but both of them, they're really good. But I know that some people would prefer Cambridge.
Yeah.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we couldn't talk about pronunciation this session, but of course, at the next session, we'll talk about pronunciation. Okay, so have a great walking day.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
You're welcome. See you Friday.
No, see
Monday. Oh, it's Monday. I'm sorry. It's Friday now. I'm so sorry. I confused the days. So see you Monday, of course. Goodbye. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.